In 1492, Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, reached the Americas. This monumental event marked a turning point in world history. He sailed west across the vast Atlantic Ocean, hoping to find a new and faster route to Asia, driven by the promise of wealth and adventure. Columbus's voyages marked the beginning of European exploration and colonization of the Americas, setting the stage for centuries of interaction between the old and new worlds. But what if he hadn't sailed? What if his ships had never crossed the Atlantic? What if America remained hidden from Europe, its vast lands and rich cultures, unknown to the rest of the world? Without Columbus, history would have taken a much different course. The age of exploration might have been delayed or taken a different path entirely. Europe's understanding of the world would have remained limited, confined to the boundaries of the known continents. The exchange of goods, ideas and people between the two hemispheres, known as the Columbian Exchange, would not have happened, altering the course of global development. The world we know today, shaped by centuries of interaction, trade and cultural exchange, would be unrecognizable, a vastly different place from the one we inhabit. Even without Columbus, the Americas would not have remained undiscovered forever. Other explorers were also searching for new sea routes. The Vikings, led by Leif Erikson, had already reached North America 500 years before Columbus. However, their settlements were short-lived and had little impact on world history. Perhaps without Columbus, another European power, such as Portugal or England, would have eventually reached America. Or maybe the great empires of Asia, like China or the Ottoman Empire, with their advanced navigation skills, would have crossed the Pacific Ocean first. The possibilities are endless, each leading to a drastically different course of history. Columbus's voyages opened the floodgates for European colonization of the Americas. Spain, Portugal, England, France and the Netherlands all vied for control of the new lands. They exploited the resources, often brutally subjugating the native populations. But what if colonization had happened differently? Without the precedent set by Columbus, would European powers have acted differently? Would they have been less aggressive, perhaps engaging in trade and diplomacy instead of conquest? Or would the lure of wealth and power have led to the same patterns of exploitation? These questions highlight the complexities of historical hypotheticals. Section 4. The indigenous peoples, protected or conquered. The arrival of Europeans had a devastating impact on the indigenous peoples of the Americas. Their way of life, which had flourished for centuries, was suddenly under threat. They brought with them diseases like smallpox, to which the natives had no immunity. Millions died, decimating entire communities and leaving a lasting scar on the population. European expansion also led to warfare, displacement, and the destruction of native cultures. The indigenous peoples were often forced from their lands, their homes burned, and their societies dismantled. But could it have been different? Could a more peaceful coexistence have been possible? Without European interference, indigenous cultures might have continued to thrive and evolve in their own unique ways. Their societies were rich with traditions, knowledge, and a deep connection to the land. Their knowledge systems, languages, and traditions might have survived and even flourished, passing down wisdom through generations. However, it's also possible that internal conflicts and competition for resources could have led to their own set of challenges. The dynamics within and between tribes were complex and not without strife. The fate of the indigenous populations remains a poignant reminder of the human cost of historical events. Their stories, struggles, and resilience continue to echo through time, urging us to reflect on the past and learn for the future. Section 5. A world transformed. Echoes in time and space. Columbus's voyages were a turning point in world history, marking the beginning of a new era. They ushered in an era of globalization, connecting the eastern and western hemispheres in ways previously unimaginable. These voyages led to the exchange of goods, ideas, and people that profoundly shaping the world we live in today. The cultural and economic impacts were immense. But imagining a world without Columbus forces us to confront the complexities of historical cause and effect, and to ponder the alternate paths history could have taken. Would the world be more or less connected without Columbus's daring expeditions? Would the global exchange of cultures and ideas have taken a different route? Would the Americas be home to different cultures and societies, perhaps more isolated or developed in unique ways? These questions have no easy answers, and they challenge us to think deeply about the nature of historical progress and its many variables. However, contemplating them allows us to appreciate the profound and lasting impact of Columbus's voyages and to consider the countless possibilities of a world that might have been. The echoes of his journeys continue to resonate through time and space, reminding us of the interconnectedness of our global history.